Following the Wheel of Time's cancellation, the planned movie trilogy now sounds like a terrible idea. With Marvel dominating box offices and Game of Thrones dominating TV screens throughout the 2010s, it's no surprise Amazon's plans for the Wheel of Time involved the possibility of a shared universe franchise. In December 2023, it was announced that a Wheel of Time prequel movie was in the works based on the Age of Legends, which would be the first part of a trilogy that would span multiple pivotal eras of the fantasy world's history. Amazon wasn't pulling punches with its production team, bringing on Kari Skogland, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as the director and Zack Stentz, X-Men, First Class, as its screenwriter. The evident attempt to develop a Marvel-like shared universe based on Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time books hasn't seen any update since the TV show's cancellation. The most recent development came in March 2025, when Wheel of Time showrunner Rafe Judkins explained that the film was being developed by a different group and wouldn't be directly connected to the show. The Age of Legends movie won't work after the Wheel of Time's cancellation. The Wheel of Time's main story already ended prematurely. The Age of Legends prequel film was always going to be risky, but it would be even more controversial after the TV show's cancellation. Audiences caught a glimpse of the mythical era during Season 3's critically acclaimed episode, The Road to the Spear, even showing Mirin Erenale, who would end up being one of the main characters in the film. The prequel's plot was going to be focused on the 13 Forsaken, examining how the Dark One influenced them, each personifying distinct elements of human weakness and ambition. This is a compelling idea, but we effectively already saw the gist of this in Season 3, Episode 4. Mirin, who would eventually become Lanfear, thought she was discovering a new potential for humankind, only to open the bore, unleashing the Dark One's power into the world. Examining this narrative further could be somewhat compelling if the TV series had reached the last battle and depicted the final confrontation between the Dark One and the Light. A prequel loses its meaning, however, if the original show never has an ending. The Age of Legends film has a lot in common with the Rings of Power. The Amazon Prime Video Lord of the Rings prequel examines the Dark Lord Sauron in his rise to power during the Second Age of Middle-earth. This is effective, though, because general audiences are already familiar with Tolkien's story due to Peter Jackson's film trilogy. Making a film about the Age of Legends now would be like if the Rings of Power came out and the only movie we'd gotten was The Fellowship of the Ring. The Wheel of Time prequel always going to be controversial. There's no proper source material for these movies. Natasha O'Keefe as Mirin before Lanfear. The Wheel of Time Season 3 Episode 4. Amazon's The Wheel of Time TV show was divisive among book readers for its adaptation of Robert Jordan's source material. The difference with the film is that the show had source material in the first place. There's a wealth of history and lore to uncover in Jordan's 15 Wheel of Time novels, but there's no direct narrative to adapt for these movies. Not to mention, this period of Jordan's history is shrouded in mystical qualities that make it purposefully vague, with much of the Dark One's strength being metaphysical. Adapting this narrative would be incredibly challenging on its own. Just as the Rings of Power has divided Tolkien fans, the Age of Legends movie would almost certainly evoke a range of opinions from Jordan readers. Now, with the show gone, it would also suffer from TV series fans who craved more of the Wheel of Time, especially if it offered differing interpretations of Forsaken characters we'd already seen. The Age of Legends film would be stuck between a rock and a hard place from the get-go, and it doesn't seem worth it.